Hello, my name is Ray Albert with Online Wealth, and today we're going to talk about how can I pay off $10,000 in debt quickly. How can we do that? Well, it depends on your means and ways of how to get money. So I'm going to show you how I have done this because I have been there, done that before, and believe me, it was a struggle. But once you learn these simple techniques that you can do to get out of debt, paying off $10,000 really isn't that hard at all. So I wrote a blog post about this, and I'm going to be reading from the blog post just so I don't miss anything, okay? So let's get to this, and I'll show you how you can pay off $10,000 in debt quickly. Okay, everybody, I want to welcome you to my blog post. And, I wrote this blog post because I seen there was a need for people to know how to do this, but I didn't see any answers really. I mean, some of these answers, let me show you on Google. So now here are some of the answers in Google. Get it in writing. What? Choose a debt destroyer plan. Well, of course. And use pyramiding. What the heck is that? How to pay off 10,000 debt over in a year. It's possible, but they don't really give you any real answers. 7 tips. How to pay off debt fast, 2 strategies. I'm going to show you a real way to do it, okay? So let me go back to my blog post here. This is my blog post I wrote because I seen a need for this post. I'm going to start off with this. How can you pay off your $10,000 in debt quickly? Well, the step 1 is, of course, if you have a job already and you have a income coming in, is to create a budget, okay? Now, everybody hears create a budget, but how do you create the budget? How do you, if you have $2,000 a month coming in income, that's only $500 a week. And that's what most people are going to be making if they're just working regular jobs like McDonald's or, any kind of labor jobs. They're going to make $500 a week, maybe $600 a week. And so if you only got a $2,000 a month coming in and, you have to pay rent and everything, the best way of creating this budget is by what they call the 50-30-20 rule. And the 50% being, spending 50% of your income on your needs, your roof over your head and food and clothing and all this other stuff, and 30% in your wants and needs, which to me, that's way too high. I mean, you're going to spend 30% of your money on going out to the restaurants and things like that. To me, I'd cut back a little bit on that and put that more towards my having a roof over my head or food in my stomach or anything like that. And then the 20% is for savings. Now, this is also variable. If you're only making $2,000 a month, it's hard to put 20% of that money into savings. But just know that you need savings. Everybody's got to have savings. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. Your car might break down. Get a flat tire. Things happen, man. You need to have some money to fall back onto. Even if you're putting away $5 a week or $10 a week, it adds up over time. And when that thing hits you that you need money for, you're going to have it. So now wonder if you don't have an income coming in. Wonder if you've got some kind of circumstance that you don't have a steady income. So I don't have enough money to create a budget, right? So, knowing you don't have enough money to create a budget is very stressful, man, because if you don't have money coming in, these bills are coming, like your mortgage and all this other stuff. Do I pay the mortgage? Do I eat? Well, that's a no-brainer, right? You're going to eat. You could always live in a shelter or something. I don't know, but a lot of things could happen to people while their income finally stops. They get laid off. Maybe they're buying too many things on credit. Or they have an irregular income where they're working part-time and, really, it's on call basis or something like that. Sometimes things happen to people that are unforeseen and there's no fault of their own. So for me, that's why I don't like working for other people, because it is not a thing that's set in stone. You could get laid off at any time and you're depending on somebody else for your livelihood. And it should be the other way around, man. You should be dependent on yourself because you can't depend on anybody else but you. Okay? I don't care. Not even your wife, not even your kids. You only can depend on you. So what I would suggest is to create your own financial security. So this is what I'm suggesting. I'm not saying everybody's going to go out and do this, but I've done it myself. It took a lot of hard work because you know what? We're all wired to think I got to work 40 hours a week. I got to have a steady income, and you're working for the man, and you're making $500 or $600 a week, maybe more if you're lucky. Not many people are that lucky to make more than that, and you're spending every day of your life, going to a place that you hate all the time. So this is what I suggest that you do. Now, the first thing that you're going to need is a way to make money. You're going to need some kind of platform. And in the marketing business, they call this a marketing funnel. Okay, so you're going to need something that is, you're going to send people to that's going to funnel them through. And what it is it's like an upside down funnel. Okay, people come in through the top, they circle around the drain, so to speak. Maybe some of them might fall in and some of them fall off. Okay, that's a funnel. And it's all about the numbers. So the more people that you bring to the funnel, the more people actually fall into the funnel and go through the funnel. But now to get people to fall off the side and into the funnel, it has to be a converting funnel. Now, the basic funnel is, let me show you. So this is the basic funnel, right? You have traffic. You get traffic from anywhere that you can. And you send all that traffic. All of your efforts is to send all this traffic to a squeeze page. And that squeeze page, you're going to get them to be interested in something that you have and to sign an opt-in form, which goes to an email list. Some of those people, maybe 1% of those people, will actually buy right off the get-go. But it's not going to be enough money for you actually to sustain anything. So that's why you have an email list. All companies, Sears, McDonald's, any company, it could be your oil company, it could be your internet company, it could any company, your phone company, they all have your name on a list and they market to you. And this is what you need to do. You need to create a list. All your efforts should be focused on creating a list. And to do that, you need a converting funnel. Okay? Anybody can make a funnel. Anybody can send traffic to a squeeze page, to a sign up form. Not everybody, or hardly anybody, if it's not a converting funnel, will actually go to your squeeze page. And if they do, they won't sign in. You won't get anybody on an email list. You won't be able to market to them. Simple as that. So what's the solution? So just to give myself a plug, okay, I have a solution. If you want to see my training, it's free training. It doesn't cost you a dime. It doesn't cost you a dime to either look or, to take the training. It doesn't cost you anything. All you got to do is, click this button right here and just go to it. Okay, you're going to go here and this is my squeeze page. Okay, and you're going to click there to access my training. Simple as that. Okay, and it's like 4 or 5 videos of my training that I walk you through how to use, and it has a converting funnel. Okay, it might sound cheesy, but it's not. It works for me. Let me show you how it works for me. Okay, because I put effort into it. I send people to this funnel. Let me show you. So as you can see, this is the amount of people that I have sent to this funnel so far. It's not a whole lot. I've been using this funnel for maybe 3 weeks now, and I've sent a total of maybe 1,000, say 1,100, 1,200 people to this funnel. So out of 1,100 or 1,200 people that went to this funnel, I actually had 318 people actually fill out the form to see my offer. Okay, so that's 380 people out of 1,100. Okay, so that gives you an idea of the percentage of people that will follow through a funnel. And then out of all of that, you can see in my ClickBank account the weeks that I actually sent people to this funnel. And for a total for this month of this funnel, as you can see, right now I've made $635 by sending 1,100 people to the funnel. 300 actually signed up, but only a handful of them actually bought. 14 sales right there. That's it. Out of 300 people, 14 bought. So that goes to show you it's just a numbers game. And if you want to work the system, I'm going to give you the system absolutely free by you clicking on this button. Okay? I'm just putting it out there. Okay? It's a plug for me. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. It's up to you. Not everybody's going to do it anyway. Even if you take the training, probably 80% of you won't even do it. But I'm putting it out there to try to help you. Now, once you have extra money coming in, your first objective is to pay off your most expensive debt first. I'm not talking about the credit card that you owe the most money on. I'm talking about the credit card or debt that you have that is charging you an exorbitant amount of interest, 20%, 25% interest. You want to get rid of that debt first, okay? That is going to be crushing you. You want to get that percentage rate, you want to get that amount of money you have to pay every month to hold that debt down as much as you can. One way to do this is to pay off more than the minimum balance, okay? So if you put an extra $1, $2, $3 a month on the principal balance, you're actually going to pay less money and it's going to pay off faster because it's compounded. All right, if you, for instance, I got an example right here. 6 years ago, we bought this house. 6 years ago, we had a mortgage of $116,000. Now, mortgages work like this. You pay off the interest first before you even start paying off the principal. Every month that you pay your mortgage, most of it, 99% of it, is going towards the interest, and the rest will go to principal. Now, my wife had, because the mortgage was some odd number, I think $93.50 or 90, I don't know. But she ended up every month putting an extra $3.50 on the principal every single month. And over 6 years, we brought our principal down to, we brought it down $16,000. Now, on a 30-year mortgage, there's no way you would drop down principal of $16,000 just by paying the $1,000 a month that you would be paying on the mortgage itself. We might have been down to $112,000 or $114,000 or something like that. But because she put $3.50 every single month on that principal, it actually dropped our interest rate down every time she did that. So, in essence, we would have paid this mortgage off in 20 years instead of 30. Okay. Now we're selling our house. We have that much more equity into our house that we can put into another home. And so you can do this too. It's not rocket science. Another thing I did to get out of debt when I first started, because when I was younger, in my 20s, I was very much in debt. 10 grand, that was easy. I was like $20,000, $30,000 in debt. And I took advantage of balance transfers. And what you do is go to your bank and see if they'll give you a deal on transferring balances from other credit cards. I used to get transfer balances of 0% for a year. So I could take all my balance of all my credit cards, transfer them to this bank, and have 0% interest for a whole year from all this money. Okay, that saves you thousands of dollars, man. Let me tell you, it saves you a lot of money. Then the next year, once that deal is coming to an end, because it's only for a year, something like that. Sometimes you can get it for 18 months. But once that comes to an end, then you look for another deal like that where you can get a low interest rate or zero interest rate for X amount of months, or for balance transfers. And I did that for 3 or 4 years, something like that, until I finally had my finances where I could manage them and pay them down. So that's a real good technique to use if you don't have any other means. Now, another thing that people do, and that I used to do too, was when I was working for the man, and I would get bonuses, or I would get, say, a pay raise, I would take all that money and put it on my debt because I didn't have it before. So why would I just put it in and spend it? It was really trivial when you think about it, because usually the raise is like 50 cents an hour or something like that. What's that, $50 a week or something like that? I don't know. Working 40 hours a week. I would take that and put it towards my debt. So anything like that, any bonuses, or you get your income tax return, put it on your debt. Now, another thing that you can do, and that I also did, was sell unwanted items. You get stuff for Christmas that you don't like, or I used to go to flea markets a lot. I used to buy stuff at flea markets, sell them on eBay. Maybe you're a crafter or a crafty type of person, and you can sell your stuff on eBay or go to flea markets and sell them. I used to do that all the time. There's ways if people really want to, and you can easily get out of a $10,000 debt very quickly if you put your mind to it. It's not very, very hard to do at all. All you got to do is just want to do it, and just put your mind to it and do it, okay? And don't forget, I also have this program for you too, if you want to just go out and check that out too. So that's how you can pay off $10,000 worth of debt very quickly. I was like $25,000 in debt, something like that, and I use these techniques, and I got out of debt within 5 years, 5 or 6 years, something like that. And I've been debt free ever since because I have a wife and she watches all the money, so she's gonna make sure I don't go back into debt. If you like the content that I'm putting out on this channel, please go down there, support me, and subscribe to my channel and ting that icon bell so that every time I come out with a new video, you are notified, because I don't put out videos unless I'm going to try to make some kind of impact on people and help them out, because my training is for free. I don't charge anything for this training, and you can support me by subscribing to my channel here. And I'll see you in another video, folks. Get out of debt now, you hear?